Oh yeah, thanks you guys. I
Cool.
appreciate
Yeah.
you taking the time to have me on here.
I think it's pretty cool what you guys are doing. Very good questions and what a lot of research.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate you guys asking me to be a part of this.
Welcome back to Between Shifts podcast. Today we're joined by Eddie Andreini, owner of a P-51 Mustang, local pilot, local businessman, owner of Half Moon Bay Building and Garden, and all-around great human.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
Is it a
problem.
P-51 Mustang? Or is that a car?
No.
It sounds like...
That's-
Okay, I didn't know the
No, you
Mustang
got
was
it
on
right.
the end of
Yeah.
it. Nice.
It's called a P-51 Mustang.
Nice.
You got it right.
I'm an idiot
Grew
with
up
planes.
watching that flying over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's the original Mustang. The
Ah.
Mustang car was named
After that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to Ian because Wayne's got the... oh, that's a Shelby. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about the Shelby guy trying to autograph it.
Yeah. First Mustang had the same engine as the P-51, right?
No.
All right, well, first off, Sandy, don't be mad at us. We're all in the doghouse with
Yeah,
Sandy. Well, we'll start out real easy. Where did you grow up, and what was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up right here in Half Moon Bay. I'm a, second generation on my dad's side, third generation on my mom's side, of the ghost side. So, right here in Half Moon Bay, just a few blocks from here, I grew up. Of course, know your grandparents and great grandparents, and yeah, it was great growing up in town.
Yeah, well, because so your grandfather owned the house that you guys are in now, right?
Yes,
So
my dad's parents.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Where was the house that you grew up in?
You know where the on Johnson Street behind the Ideas Hall?
Oh, okay.
That's where I grew up.
Right over by my vava, my great-grandma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right down the
Your
a
grandma.
block away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I knew your great grandparents.
Yeah, yeah.
As a little kid, riding my bicycle around the block.
That's cool.
I'd see-
Hopefully Vavu was nice to you.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he was too, Joe.
Yeah, yeah,
His great grandfather.
yeah.
Was so did you go to high school at Cunha, or was
No.
the high school built?
No, the high school was built.
Okay.
The high school that we all went to
Yeah.
now, the current one, it was built in I think 59 or 60.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So my dad went here, and my mother went. She was
Mhm.
younger, but
Okay.
she graduated from the one where it's at now.
It's pretty cool seeing that first graduating class from Half Moon Bay and all the family names that are still around. It's pretty cool.
This is just going back to the airport named after your father. Any memories of the drag strip?
No, I mean the drag strip. What I remember of it as a little kid, very vague memories
Yeah.
of it. The drags were pretty much over. I do remember the little building. You see pictures of it when they burned it down.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
volunteer fire department burned it. I do remember that, but I never went to any of the drag races there. I was too young.
Well, you're well involved. Well, really well involved with the airport. Do you ever see that coming back at all? Even a one-time thing? We talk about this kind of often on the podcast. But how cool would that be? That would be a hell of an event, huh?
Yeah, no, it'd be a nostalgic drag thing. Yeah, but I don't see it coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just because the neighbors complaining?
I
and all
think
that
so.
stuff?
I think the airport, the FAA, and neighbors. There's three components
Yeah.
to it. So I
Yeah.
think it's,
I would assume the FAA isn't as lax about it being an airport and a drag strip at the same time these days.
an active airport and a drag strip.
Yeah.
There are drag strips all around the country next to airports.
Yeah.
I see them, but not on the airport.
Airport Road.
Now, you would be a good person for info on this, but I know that it used to be that SFO flights occasionally would be redirected to land here if there's ever issues at SFO. Do you remember any of those?
No,
Or is
again, they
that
were
still too
all
old?
Yeah. It happened way before me, but
Yeah.
there are photos of the planes there, and as technology got better, the planes they would do it in the wintertime because SFO would sock in and the coast would be open. The
Okay.
only time we didn't have fog.
Yeah.
And so they would divert to Half Moon Bay. But as technology and approach systems got better with aircraft,
Doesn't matter if you can't see the runway
Yeah,
until
they-
100 feet.
yeah, exactly. So that's what happened, and they started using it. They didn't need it anymore.
Nice. I remember when that sailboat crashed at the Farallons, and the people, I think they died in the sailboat. But I don't know if you guys were in your hangar at all, but when they brought the helicopter in and tied it to the helicopter and brought it up and over and dropped it, not dropped it, but landed it at the airport, the sailboat.
I don't remember it.
Oh, I was little, but my dad's like, look, we're going to go check this out. They're bringing in the sailboat. And it was this fucking helicopter just hanging with a sailboat from it, just all the way. And we're like, holy shit. Landed it over there down by Mezzaluna, by the little bridge.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Damn.
I was talking to my dad about it with like what David was just talking about with SFO having emergency landings or whatever it may be at the airport. And he was saying something about when he was little, he remembers his dad loading him up to go see one of the big airplanes emergency land, but like just because they couldn't land. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how does it feel to be kind of, because I would assume your dad was also really heavily involved at the airport, obviously. So are you kind of stepping into his shoes in that sense?
Some, I mean, I still have a presence there, obviously. I mean, we have aircraft base there, so I operate out of there. And yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's maintaining the hangar.
Doing what you love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back into your childhood, but did you play any sports growing up?
No,
Nothing?
nothing. I just worked.
Yeah, that was the next part of that question. Yeah.
I just, I love the construction. The heavy equipment was like giant Tonka toys. I got to deal with the real thing.
Yeah.
So I loved the heavy equipment and trucks.
What age were you when you started doing all that?
Oh, I was young.
It's the first time you weren't
My-
sitting on a lap.
I want to say 7 or 8. My grandfather and my dad would take me out, and my grandfather was still farming, and then we were doing pumpkins. So he would have me on the little tractor pulling a disc, and he had a little patch of pumpkins, and that had to be early 70s, probably 73, 74. And then my dad started the golf course project. And I remember that with my grandfather and my dad, and before his dad died. But where I live now is where my grandfather, that's his house. Came down the street, picked us up, and we drove down Main Street. On Main Street by Ford, where James Ford is now, it used to be Frank Laney Ford. There used to be 2 drainage ditches on both sides of and we were going dove hunting on a Saturday morning. And my dad was driving the pickup, and I was in the middle of it, and my grandfather was aside, and they stopped right behind James Ford. And my dad got out with a shotgun and shot 2 doves on the wire, walked across the ditch,
Grabbed
grabbed the dove, threw them in the pickup, and we drove out to where the golf course, the main entrance is now. It used to be it was all hayfield. And so went in there, and my dad made a little blind out of hay bales, and me and my grandfather sat. I was a little kid, but that's what I remember about that. Then when my dad started building the course, all the streets and the fairways and the ponds. And,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
How long did that project take your dad?
It went on for years, The first thing they did was all the fairways and ponds and Fairway Drive from the highway all the way down to the Mullinses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the first building. And that little bridge is a brick bridge in that pond there?
Yeah.
They were digging in there, and they hit a whale.
A whale?
A whale. They found the skeleton of a whale, and it had, who knows, 100,000 years ago, this thing had died there, and it was buried in the mud, and they were bulldozing the mud out. And I remember it was a big, thing, and they found this whale carcass, with just the bones.
Yeah.
Did they save the bones?
They did. They took it over to Coyote Point, the over there in the museum. So that's where it's at.
Oh, cool.
I don't know where it's at. I mean, if it's still there today, but that's where it went.
That's cool.
Was it like, do you remember if it was a humpback or something just fucking ages ago?
It was all these big bones and ribs things,
That's pretty cool.
Oh, when was the last time you went dove hunting?
It's been years, probably 20, 30 years, but probably 6, 7 years ago was pheasant hunting with Nico.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Do that. It's always fun.
There's a hunting partner for you. Grab Nico, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's good at it.
I know. I
Maybe
got to
he's
get
trying
into
to talk everybody into getting their hunting license.
Who is?
This
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I know.
He's got one.
Yeah, I know. I told him, I was like, you're coming out with me for quail and dove opener this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When is
Yeah.
that?
September 14th, I believe.
Yeah,
Nice.
usually in the fall.
Yeah.
Quail and dove.
Yep.
My grandfather was big into it. Whatever season it was, that's what we were going. It was eel fishing, clamming, deer,
Yeah.
rabbit, dove, quail,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was. We were, as a kid growing up, I was the oldest grandson.
Yeah,
So he'd come by the house,
Picked you up every time.
yep, pick me up, and off we go.
that's cool.
Nice.
What did your grandpa farm, and where did he farm on the coast?
They started down in Pescadero and San Gregorio.
Okay.
So he was down there farming, and then they moved to Half Moon Bay in like the 40s,
Okay.
and then moved to where I live now in 1950. But
Gotcha.
before that, they were San Gregorio, and
Nice.
Were they east or west of like Bear Gulch on 84?
So you know Bear Gulch, it would be further east back
Okay.
in the canyon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where my dad, and he didn't learn English until he went to school. You know where the Schoolhouse Road is there?
Yeah.
Off of, anyhow, there was still that old one house or one room school there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he went to school.
Wow.
Ah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What, graduating class of 5?
One of them was his older brother.
That's all they could fit in there.
Yep. What's one hobby that you wish you could spend more time doing?
Oh, that's interesting. I think as I get older, I want to start traveling a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't travel much. I have been lately, just flying. I do
Yeah.
enjoy that, and I would do that more if I had. But spend a little time traveling with my wife, Sandy.
Do you ever just do like take plane out, go to somewhere else in California, like couple hour flight, and hang out and then come back?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot to fly to?
I run down to Paso Robles. I go to Redding quite a bit. Redding's usually work related.
Yeah.
But those flights are, I go down to Harris Ranch, see Courtney.
Yeah. Oh, you fly down there too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the strip is right down the freeway and right there at the hotel at the restaurant.
Nice.
So it's amazing
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
So, and it's all within an hour of me.
Wow.
From Half Moon Bay. So
Yeah.
longest flight's probably an hour and a half. I just did a flight to Bremerton, Washington in the P-51. There was 10 of us in P-51s.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's probably a decent amount of the publicly owned P-51s out there.
Yeah, that's a good percentage, and on the West Coast.
Yeah.
There's some on the East and Midwest, but so that was a nice little adventure I took. I left on Thursday and got back Sunday night, but I had 3.5 hours up, 3.5 hours back,
Okay.
Nice.
somewhere about the flight time, but
Yeah.
I have to land and grab fuel somewhere because I can't make the flight in one shot.
Yeah. So where do you land to get fuel on the way?
This one we landed in Madras, Oregon, which is just north of Bend or Redmond,
Okay.
and met up with a bunch of other guys that were going to the same air show.
Nice.
They invited, so that was our meeting point for all of us to get fuel at, and then from there it was 3 of us took off together out of Hollister, and then flew there and met up with 6 more guys.
Wow.
And then we all had got our fuel, and then there was a launch of like 8 or 9 of us.
That's so cool.
And
Yeah.
Then, weather got a little bad. We had to go up the gorge and stay below it, the ceilings. So when we got up to the Cascades there, Portland area, the gorge, the Columbia River running through there.
Yep.
We knew this weather was getting bad up there, and we had a 1,500-foot ceiling at our destination airport. So we can't, in those planes, make a descent through the layers. we could if we absolutely had to, but we don't. We have to say VFR, visual flight rules. And so what we did was we came up through the Columbia Gorge, and we got below the clouds at 4,000 feet, and we're inside the canyon and coming up, and there's Portland, and we got to turn quick because we can't get into Portland's airspace.
Yeah.
And then we just headed north and stayed, made it up there in about another 40 minutes. And as we got there, we just kept getting lower. At one point, it got in a little bit of rain, but another few more miles and it cleared up, and we were back in the good weather. And so,
you, out of anybody, I would expect you to probably know it, but have you ever heard of the Hyampom Airport? Hyampom, where like Weaverville is? It's just out in the boonies. It's this
still
tiny
California.
Yeah, it's Northern California, but it's just a tiny little airstrip. It's the town where I have some family.
So where would it be from here? There's Ukiah. There's Ukiah.
Where's Reading at?
Reading's up here.
Yeah, so then go.
Oh, it's too far.
Heimbom is where David's family has a ranch, and he grew up going summers there, and a lot of mountain bike trails, hunting, rubber tire golf courses.
Weaverville.
Bunch of fun stuff. So if,
Hay Fork.
Yeah, Hay Fork.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Hyampom. Never been there.
Nope. I know my dad, it was one of the summers I was up there with my family, and my dad couldn't make it up with us because of work, and one of his buddies had a plane and flew him up there.
Really?
In his little Cessna. And it was just cool because it's in the middle of nowhere. And like, I've seen 2 or 3 planes land at that airstrip ever, and my dad hopping off of one of them was super cool.
That's
it was
pretty
like,
cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
but middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if you land at the airport, you got walking distance to, it's about a mile walk to the only bar and general store, the only 2 establishments in the town. Yeah.
Nice.
The bar is called Brews and Screws because it used to have like a hardware store in the back.
Oh yeah, honey, I'm going to the hardware store.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, bit of a transition, but I remember previously, I don't know if I was talking to you or if I read this about you, but you got into the family business directly after high school.
Yep.
Did you always know that that was going to be your route, or did you have other passions that you wanted to kind of check out professionally as well?
No, I pretty much wanted to do that. I
Mhm.
mean, I did get offered other employment after I started at the company business. At one point, I was thinking about going working for Caterpillar Corporation.
Oh, nice.
They had offered me a job. And
Nice.
it was just about the time Sandy and I got married, and working Caterpillar offered me a job to go to work for the corporation, not the dealership, but the corporate office, Peoria.
Nice. What would that have been in the office, like managing sales, or was that like being an operator for them on job?
They wanted me to be a demonstrator and an appraiser
Oh, okay.
to do national accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, national accounts would be someone like Ecology, like BFI.
Yeah.
They have,
All that
Count-
equipment.
yeah, because I had a background in all this heavy equipment and, in all ranges of it. And
Yeah.
I knew it. And so they wanted me to come to work for them, and I would go around and handle corporate accounts.
It's cool.
That's pretty cool.
And what steered you away from that, just staying in Half Moon Bay?
Yeah, I just thought I liked the family business. I wanted to stay
Yeah.
in Half Moon Bay, and thought,
Definitely.
you know what? I think I'm going to just try my luck here.
Yeah. At that
Yeah.
time, what was the family business like when you were getting out of high school? What did your dad have going?
The Gardens Play was going, and Andreini Brothers was going. They're about like they are now, a little smaller, We're not much bigger than we were then. We probably purposely just kept the business to the size it
Reasonable.
is because of the area we work in. We kind of have our little niche of customers and what we do. And to grow in the Bay Area is tough. And you'd have to expand in different things. And at one time we did in the early 2000s, we were twice the size we were today.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then that just became too much.
It became a lot to manage.
Yeah.
And, things aren't working as good or as efficient as they are. And, life's not as fun.
And you were having kids.
Yeah, and I'm having kids.
Yeah.
And, my kids are all little and they need time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to, I couldn't, it was a busy time. No regrets. But after that, early 2000s were tough to manage.
Yeah. And then going back to like getting out of high school, family business, were you starting to get your pilot's license pretty soon after that too?
I started getting my pilot's license when I was 15.
Wow.
So I actually soloed an airplane, and my mom would drop me off at the airport, and I would climb in an airplane and fly it around Half Moon Bay. And
At 15?
At 15, and I didn't even have a driver's permit yet.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So, I grew up in, with my dad going to the airport. I liked it as a little kid. And
Yeah.
so, him and his buddies were teaching me how to fly. And they were teaching me in the biplane, the World War II biplane. And that plane I'm having restored and up in Portland right now, and it's almost finished. I should be picking it up in about a month and fly it home.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so I, they checked me out. They soloed me. They're instructors, and I was 15 flying. Finally, I got my driver's permit, and I could just fly locally. I had a learner's permit,
Okay.
And then what happened was a good friend of my dad's that was an instructor. He was a corporate pilot for Chevron out of SFO. He was killed, and another buddy of my dad's was killed. And then I told my dad I wanted nothing to do with flying.
So they were killed flying?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And so I didn't want anything to do with it. I was done with it. And then I didn't fly for like 2 years. And then probably my sophomore, junior year, high school, I decided.
You needed to show off to the ladies.
Yeah. Driver's license. No, I need a pilot's license. I got to up my game here.
Yeah.
But I decided I was going to go back to it, and I did. And, about the time I started flying again, and then graduated high school, and then took my check ride and got my pilot's license.
Wow.
Cool.
I mean, what's the age there now? Like, because
Still the same.
Still? You can still do that at 15, huh?
Yeah.
Or even younger if you wanted to?
You can do it younger, but you don't get a license until you're 16.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wow.
How old was Amelia Earhart when she was doing all that?
I have no idea.
Asking the wrong person.
Well, I think she was young too, because her person that did the traveling with her was a flight instructor that you guys knew on the coast side, right?
No, I didn't know her.
Oh, no, not her.
But the instructor.
No? Oh, why did I think it was the same instructor that helped Brian Falvey get his pilot's license? Oh, man, I'm just going crazy over here. Well, do you remember your first time when you were actually in control of a plane? Were you shitting bricks or were...
Oh, you mean like the day they get out of the airplane and say you're on your own and they got to do it on your own?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nervous.
Oh, yeah. Flight around the airport and then land it again. But yeah, no. And then after I got my license, it's a tradition. They would cut your T-shirt and write on it and sign it and date it. And
Oh, that's cool.
when you got your license. So I didn't do that till I was like 18 or 19.
But do you still have that piece of the shirt?
I do. It's in the hangar.
Nice.
Cool.
Framed. Sandy framed it for me. And
Oh, that's cool.
That's
so
really cool.
it's in the hangar on the wall.
Yeah. That's pretty cool that you still have the plane that you learned how to fly in.
Yeah. My dad bought it in 1962.
Wow.
Damn.
It's been on the coast side a long time.
Yeah.
And that's at the time when what was it, surplus or did it serve?
It did. It served, and it was in Southern California. It was a World War II trainer, the biplane, the Stearman.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was after the war, they surplused them, and most Stearmans went into service. Guys would buy them because they were cheap, and they make crop dusters out of them.
Yeah.
So this old guy bought 300 of them, and he was in Sacramento, and he bought 300 of them, and he started his firefighting and crop spraying business, and he would also sell them. So my dad went up there to Sacramento, drove up, and said, "I want to buy a Stearman." And he said he walked in this hangar, and they were stacked in crates, 300. And the guy told him, "Pick one."
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Now, can you explain a little bit about what that plane is made out of? Because when you were explaining it to me in the past, I was like, it just sounds scary because it's cotton, right?
Well, yeah, the covering, the fabric,
Yeah.
is cotton, like your T-shirt. That's
Yeah.
what they did. So, yeah, I just had it recovered. That's a major job in one of these airplanes.
Mm-hmm. And
So it's not in cotton anymore. It's what they call stitch or a poly.
okay.
It'll last much longer, a little stronger. And it's approved for. That's what it's for.
And what was the lifespan of the cotton shell?
Cotton was good for if it stayed inside like mine did, every night. Then it would last 30 years plus.
Oh, nice.
But if they sat outside, they were good for maybe 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what I'm picking up on is now the next time that needs a new shell, it's Nico's problem.
It's Nico's problem.
Nice.
It's definitely Nico's problem now. It's ready to. It looks good. I got pictures of it, so I'm excited to get it home and fly it. Play with it.
We're still working on him to get his pilot license.
I know. When does the hammer come down on Nico to get his pilot's license?
Gotta tell him, no, you're doing it.
Yeah, no, Nico. I mean, I'd love to see him go do it. It's up to him.
Yeah.
I really respect that about you and Sandy's parenting. You guys are just so perfect about not pressuring him into do anything. Well, because I mean, from you working at a young age, was your dad kind of guiding you towards the company?
Yeah, I mean, he was, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved all the heavy machinery and that type of work. So I still do. And
Before you knew what taxes were, you were like,
taxes, insurance, and the ugly part of it all.
Yeah. The not so fun part.
Yeah.
Right.
And then going back to the construction business, I mean, you've had your hand in a lot of projects on the coast side. Could you name one that was probably like your favorite, just in terms of like, I don't know, making something better than it was, and your least favorite, like it was just a huge pain in the ass?
Oh, well, not on the coast. I mean, there's jobs I think back and go, oh my, that was just horrible. I remember when I was a kid, there was a drought in the 70s, later 70s, like 77, 76, and my dad was busy with the soil conservation of San Mateo County, and he built 23 reservoirs between here and past the lighthouse.
Wow.
And for all these ranches, they built water reservoirs. I can drive down Highway 1, and people don't realize it, but you don't notice it because they're overgrown with poison oak and brush, but there's little tiny reservoirs and these little canyon ravines by the highway, and they're still there today. That was fun. I remember going out, I was like 13 or 14,
Yeah.
and
Dig a big hole.
yeah, they were, but it was fun to watch and work. And that was fun. One of the ones we did was out at the harbor, out there at by the radar station below it, the Mavericks. So when they built the new parking area, the new launch ramp area, we excavated out in the harbor. Maybe people don't know it, probably in the late 80s, early 90s. We excavated that whole corner of the harbor, and we would do it during low tide. So I would start at whatever the tide was. It could be at 10 o'clock at night, and next night I was out there, and it would be me and a crew of guys and trucks. And we would be working at night, and with the tides.
Get any excavator stuck in that mud?
We didn't. Nothing
Wow.
got stuck, but it was, it was neat because you wait the tide go out, and then when you start making grade, and we would stop for the night and then wait, come back the next night, and
Yeah.
so that whole corner, people don't realize it, but it was all filled in at one time, natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was excavated back out. They wanted more space.
And that was for the boat launch.
That was for the boat launch.
Yeah.
That's that one and the new one.
Do you ever miss that side of the business?
Oh yeah, I know, I do.
Yeah.
My brother runs it, but we're both, I'm involved in it, and
Mhm.
so, and I was the one who I ran paving crews, underground crews, everything that goes on, and then I came over to the Garden Supply. My dad had a partner in it, and what happened was the partner got sick,
Mhm.
and no one would manage the business, so I was the one who went over to start managing that business.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that kind of leads into our next question, really, is when did your dad kind of start to pass down the ropes to you, but also Mario with Andreini Bros? When did he start to pass down the business?
So after his partner got sick, I was the one who went over to Garden Supply and started running that business. And so it was at that time.
Mhm.
That was probably, had to be my late 20s at the time, maybe 28,
Wow.
29.
Yeah.
I started doing more of that. And as time went on, we just took on more responsibility from there.
Yeah. Nice. I remember it's pretty cool. Nico probably doesn't think anything of it, but it really made my grandfather's freaking next couple of years probably. We had I think it was Christmas. We had people over people as in my grandparents over at our house. And Nico's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my grandparents at my house, drinking some champagne. Come on over." So then he came over and he just fit in like a glove with my family and just sat over there and talked to my Grandpa Joe. And my Grandpa Joe was talking to him because Joe used to drive trucks, and I don't know what he was hauling for you guys, but he was moving some stuff. And Nico's like, "You should come by and check out the yard," because he remembers it when your dad had it.
Right.
And he's like, "Okay, when should I come?" And Nico's like, "You can come by like tomorrow in the morning or something." He's lucky he came by at 9. Otherwise, Nico wasn't going to be there. I'm just kidding. But he came by, and Nico loaded him up and drove him around the yard. And my grandpa was just like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. He always talks about that. "I like that Andreini kid. That Andreini kid's pretty cool."
Yeah, I'm sure from when your grandfather was there, he saw it when we built it the first time. He kept his truck there in our yard and worked for us with his own truck, and drove our truck on his own. But I mean, he saw the whole thing being built.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure when he came with Nico, it was completely
Oh,
different.
just night and day.
Yeah,
That's what he
it
was saying. Yeah.
It's not even the same place.
But he loved what you have done with it. That's what he was very proud. He's like, Eddie would be so happy to see what Eddie's done with it. Yeah, he was so stoked about that.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you realize that what you were doing as your job was just going to be your career?
By the time I realized that I had kids, I was definitely,
Yeah.
this is where I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I've got to make the best of this now. For sure.
Just going to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to make it as, I'm going to do the best I can with it.
And then, how did you meet Sandy, and when did you guys get married?
I met Sandy at Our Lady of the Pillar Church when I was 6 years old at my first communion.
Hell yeah. She was just the
Nice.
crazy girl living in Montera at that
Yeah.
point, huh?
So I didn't know her until high school. So middle school, like from 3rd grade to 8th grade, I was at St. Matthew's, my brother and I.
Okay.
We didn't go to I went to Cunha just my end of my 8th grade year, like the last 3 months of the year.
Oh, wow.
And then I started high school here. But other than that, I was at St. Matthew's. So I didn't know, I knew a few people around town, but I didn't know a lot of them. And then when I got to high school,
Mingled with everybody.
Yeah. And so I didn't start dating Sandy till like my sophomore or junior year, high school.
Yeah.
So then we got married in 88.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't have any kids till 94. Courtney is our first. In 94, she was born.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I was at her house and I saw the first communion picture. I said, "That's my first communion picture." And it was hers. We're both in it.
That's too funny.
Didn't know it until,
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old were you guys when you got married?
23, 24.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And how old were you when you had Courtney?
30.
Wow, nice.
2 weeks before my 30th birthday.
Wow.
Nice.
Dang.
2 weeks before my 30th.
That's good timing.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were married for 6-7 years, and we were both working. She was working at a tech job, and
Yeah.
did things and went places, and but by 30, it's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And it was, looking at it, like, she's a great human, great life partner, but also what a great business partner. Someone to help you with the business as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She was really good. She had a lot of experience at tech, and she did accounts receivable there. She was human resources there. She did it all over there. So when she came to work with me in the business, she had a corporate background and all that stuff. So like you say, she's really business minded and knew it well.
Definitely.
So we made a good, and I enjoyed working with her. I never had a problem with that.
Yeah. She just became the boss.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding.
Someone's going to be the boss.
Well, going back to the P-51, can you just tell us a little bit of the significance of that plane? Because for dumbasses like me that don't necessarily understand planes, can you describe the P-51 to me?
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's awesome, but there's only a few in the world as well, right?
Yeah, no, that one, so I guess I'm not sure exactly how to answer this, but are you looking about the history of that particular plane or the P-51 in general?
Sure, let's do both. Let's go P-51 in general and then the history of your exact plane.
Okay, so what I know of it, so the P-51 was developed as a long-range escort fighter, meaning that it would escort bombers in long missions into deep enemy territories, particularly Europe and the Pacific. And it had provisions. You had 650 caliber machine guns in the wings. You had pylons under the wings, so you could drop a bomb. You could drop or fuel tanks, external fuel tanks, and that's what gave it its range. And then there was also fuel in the wing itself, both wings, and behind the pilot.
Fuel in the wing with a 50 cal as well.
650 cal.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, yeah, there's a YouTube video of a guy, he put the 50 cals back in it. You can't fly them active.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't
Makes
let
sense.
The guy put one back in and he just tested it on the ground. It's pretty cool. But anyhow,
Wow.
so that's what the significance of the plane. It was the first real successful plane to be able to do that and travel that far, those distances. And so our particular airplane was a late production D model. They had different models, A, B, C, D. D was the most popular. That's the most you see today. But this particular airplane was built. There was two places they were manufactured, at LAX, Inglewood, California, at the LAX airport is today, or in Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
So this airplane, most of them were built in Inglewood, which is LAX, and that's where this one was built. And it was built in late December of 44. Then it was flown, accepted by the military in January of 45. It went to, I pulled all the history up, what I could through military records. And then it went to New Jersey, and it was loaded on a ship sometime in January of 45. It arrived in England in March of 45. And the war in Europe ended in April of 45.
Yeah.
So the plane was turned around and shipped back to the States in September of 45. And then it went into the reserve unit, Air National Guard. I think it was West Virginia, and it was in Pennsylvania. And the plane had an engine failure on takeoff in 1950 and went through a fence, and there's pictures of it, and there's a whole thing and a pilot's name, and he had reported that he went out to take off, and he felt that the plane wasn't running right. He taxied back in. The ground crew chief said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Go take off." So he got back in the plane, took off, and just as he was starting to break ground, the engine failed, and he put it on the ground and went through a fence, and it boogered up the wings and tail, and there's pictures of it all bent up, and there's a doctor's report on the pilot. They gave him a shot of whiskey to calm his nerves.
Hell yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And then the thing got repaired, which is amazing because it was
By the U.S. military.
Yeah. And then it was
Props.
surplus out of Sacramento in 58. And the plane has been in Northern California ever since.
Wow.
With different owners. So when we bought the airplane, it was down in Salinas being restored, and it was in a hangar in 1 million pieces.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So the airplane had to go back in jigs and be reassembled. And so there's 2 companies in Salinas that's all they do is P-51s.
Wow.
They make the parts and they have the jigs. You can't put it together and re-rivet it. You have to have a jig for every part, the wing, the flap, the aileron, the tail. And these guys have it. So they put it back together for us. It was a major project. Took 2 years with a full crew of guys going all the time.
Now, your dad had it before you.
Yeah.
When did he purchase the plane?
I want to say like May of 2010.
Oh, okay. Nice. And when did you learn how to fly it?
Well, we got the plane flying, and it came home in December of 12.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So my dad checked out in it, and then about a year later, so it was 13, first to 14. He flew it for about a year. Then I was already flying the Yak 9, which is very similar.
Yeah.
And
Iconic sound for that.
Yeah. And so about a year later, I checked out on the airplane. I'd only flown it a few times.
Yeah.
And then my dad passed. But I'd already signed off and, did my training and my sign off by a flight instructor. They don't fly with you.
Yeah.
They just kind of put you in the airplane. They're expecting you to already know how to to fly an airplane.
Sounds like a dangerous game.
So what they do is they'll go fly with you in a training airplane, and then they do an oral exam, ask you all kinds of questions about it. And then you sit in the airplane, and they'll just start asking you about all the things going on inside the airplane. And then they say, okay, well, this is your flight program. This is what we want you to do. Or this is what I want to see you do.
Yeah.
And these are the parameters you got to fly it. And so you do or you don't.
Yeah.
Now, is that your favorite plane that you've flown?
Yeah, no, the Mustang is really nice. They all have their pluses and minuses. But
Yeah. If there's one plane that you could fly, what would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to fly a couple more Warbirds.
Yeah.
If I get a experimental jet rating, then I could probably get one or 2 more experimental ratings in that category, and I get an unlimited card.
Wow.
Which means you could just fly anything.
Well, not anything, but I mean,
Yeah.
I get to fly like a category of airplanes from there and on.
Okay.
They just kind of
Yeah.
go.
Well, if they decommission A-10 Warthogs, you gonna get one?
No, but I would like to get one more rating. Then I think I get an unlimited out of it, especially if I do it in a jet. So.
What are those, the military, is it I don't want to say like a U-2 or B-2 glider, the bombers, the big black like glider that's just silent. You barely know it's there. They did the flyover.
Stealth bomber,
yeah.
Yep.
Those things look insane. I don't know how much those things go for, but goddamn.
Yeah, they're not on the market for sale.
Yeah, and it makes sense. But
the funny thing is, those things are so old. Like, compared, I mean, they're still in service, but they're like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were developed in like the 70s and 80s.
That's not. Imagine what they have that we just don't know about.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
Isn't that the type of plane that just carried out like a couple bombings overseas somewhere?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
read.
yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sad. I probably should know that, but I don't know where they were. I just know it just actually did something
Yeah.
other than fly over the Kansas City Chiefs game.
And then I don't know. It's kind of a funny one, but have you ever like passed out from G-force or like come close to it? I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scary.
Yes.
Was that in the P-51? Or
No.
I guess the Yak.
No.
No.
No, it was in the biplane.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
You're pulling G's in the biplane.
Oh, you pull a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, I mean, you can do it in any of them.
Yeah.
It can happen in the Yak or the Mustang, but typically in the Yak and the Mustang, we're watching our G load because of the airframe.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to over G
Yeah.
the airplane or yourself.
But that's what I would assume. The biplane has the lower
giant-
load.
It has the highest.
Really?
Oh, wow.
The biplane has like a 9G limit, and you're out by 6.
Is
So
that
yeah,
what
what
you
happens
pulled?
is your vision. What happens is your vision will start to close. All of a sudden, it just goes dark. Before you black out, you will gray. They call it gray out,
Yeah.
and it just all of a sudden you'll notice your peripheral vision will start to close in on you. It's just like a cone, and then that's when you don't see it, you're blacked out. You're unconscious. So I was pulling really hard, doing these maneuvers in the biplane, and all of a sudden I realized my vision would all of a sudden came in, and I just released the load on the airplane, and it took my vision a minute to come back,
Yeah.
but it did.
Was there anybody
But I
else in the
realized
plane
right
with you?
away what was going on. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, I'm pulling too hard on this thing.
I'm in the air. I'm passed out. Shit. Was there anybody else in there with you?
No,
No?
I was in the plane by myself doing aerobatics, and so I realized I pulled too hard, and I don't do it much anymore. My back hurts. You know, you start pulling heavy G loads, and you're like, oh, my back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the older I get, my back bugs me more and more.
Yeah.
So it's
What's the sensitivity like with birds with airplanes? 'Cause I know you have a good story about a bird in an airplane.
yeah. And all these years of flying, and I never hit a bird. And then when I got in the P-51, and I hit 2 birds. So one I hit one day. I didn't know it. I was landing at Half Moon Bay, and got out of the airplane and was getting fuel at the gas pit. And some people came over to look at the plane, and they started, "Hey, you hit a bird." And so I'm like, "What?" I'm filling it up, and I walk over there, and sure enough, it had to have happened on landing because it hit the landing gear. The landing gear was down, and the flaps were down because the blood and guts were inside the gear well and
Yeah.
the gun bay, and and I think it was a hawk by the feathers, you know.
Yeah.
And then another one was I was at an air show, and I went diving down, and a flock of birds. I just saw a flock of birds out of the corner of my eye climbing up, and I ducked. I saw the birds, the flock, and I just put my head below the instrument panel and pulled the stick to make the plane go up. And when I did that, all I heard was a big thud. And then the plane was running fine. I had control of it. And then when I stuck my head up, there was blood all over the windshield. And I thought, it went through the propeller. I'm okay. And then when I landed, it didn't go through the propeller. I hit it with a spinner and put a big dent in it.
Oh my god.
So I had to have that fixed on the P-51. Those, I was lucky that it was able to be fixed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been a big bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call my insurance company.
Is there, so this is just kind of off topic, but I know that with all of these planes, they're all using leaded fuel. Is that something that you've ever made a point to, like, I don't know, reduce exposure or get tested for like lead levels and stuff like that? Because I know, like, I mean, it's banned for a reason in commercial cars, you know, but it's still just what they use for planes.
Yeah. There's been lead studies. I haven't been tested for lead. I mean, I sit behind a 1,500 horsepower V12 with 12 stacks fall back at me. And I haven't been tested. Do blood tests.
Yeah.
And that's come up negative. And so I know that at the airport in Half Moon Bay and San Carlos, they've done air tests, quality tests, and soil tests for lead studies. They haven't found anything.
What?
So we don't use what the planes are burning now are low lead. They have been for the last 40 years.
Okay.
It's a low lead, 100 octane. But the funny thing about it is that, Jet A is burned by everything, and it's like 10 to 1. For every gallon of 100 low lead, there's 10 to 20 gallons of Jet A being burned.
Yeah.
And so there's all sorts of things in that kerosene, and
Yeah, definitely.
and there's a lot more of that being burned. You really smell it when you see a jet come by or something.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it hasn't been an issue, but they've come out with an unleaded fuel. There's been problems with it.
I would assume for because all these old engines are.
But the big problem with it is that the seals, it's not working well with the fuel tanks, the fuel cells, and the big thing is like auto gas has a lot of ethanol in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the car gas goes bad after 6 months to a year, where avgas, it can't go bad.
Yeah.
We can't have it go bad because it'd be fatal.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't have the ethanols in the fuel. The altitudes you fly, because it's freezing.
Yeah.
The fuel can't freeze up on you. It can't gel up on you.
Yeah.
Because you'll be at altitudes where that could be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while we're on the topic of airplanes, your dad was not only a pilot, but an air show pilot, which you kind of touched on that you kind of dabbled in the air show stuff a little bit as well in the biplane.
I didn't do any. I mean, yes, I go to the air shows to this day, and I participate in them.
Mm-hmm.
Only doing a flyby.
Okay.
I don't do any of the aerobatic routines.
Yeah.
I typically it's either a display or static display. They'll have me fly formation. Everybody wants a P-51, and they want more than one. They want to see a formation of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened up in Washington. They wanted 10 P-51s to do a formation.
Wow.
So,
And do they pay you or at least compensate for your getting there?
yeah, they'll help us with the fuels and stuff like that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things growing up was watching your dad come by. My dad would be like, "Come out on the back deck, Gavin."
Yep.
And your dad would just be going up in spins, shut the engine off. Silence just down, and then all of a sudden, and we're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, all those things. Yeah, it's neat.
Well, you lost your dad while he was doing something that he loved to do in an air show. But how did that moment change your relationships with flying, family, and the business? Because at that point, I mean, you were kind of tossed the business as well, right? When he passed away, you kind of had to take over the ropes of.
Yeah, just we were already doing all the day-to-day stuff. So that far as actual day-to-day stuff, nothing changed. But it did put a little bit more, as you say, responsibility that, now it's just on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to back away from that.
Yeah.
And it's all for the best. I want to be there for my wife and kids and take care of the business. And, it was unnecessary risk that I really don't need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the reasons why I kind of backed away from it. It was about a year or so before I really got back to it.
Yeah.
I was flying probably within a few months of the accident, but I wasn't doing much. I wasn't doing much flying or going anywhere. But now I am. I'm doing a little bit more of it. And, there's not a lot. Ever since COVID, there's not as many air shows to go to.
Yeah.
So there used to be all over all summer long, but now it's kind of, and I don't want to go to that many, to tell you the truth. I got other things I want to go do. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Every time, do you feel connected to your dad every time you get into an airplane, though?
Oh, absolutely. Every time I got in the P-51, to this day, it takes me a minute. I get in it, and I just gotta. I'd flown it, like, you know, and checked out it before he died. But when I get in it, I just swallow hard and then focus on flying and push myself through it because it was his baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, it's not the way I wanted to fly this airplane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to fly the airplane and take care of the airplane, but it was not the way I wanted to. You know, it should have happened.
Yeah.
So yes, all those things.
It's really cool.
So you were able to scale your business successfully, but what's your favorite part about what you do?
I like to see the finished products, you know, that we, you know, from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know, just see the you know, we build material, you know, the materials supplying of it, the construction of it. I do miss the construction side where we'd pave streets, you know, I'd be out there with a paving crew. I don't mean it was that much, but it was just nice, you know, take a site, you know, it was neat, something to do, you know.
Yeah, from nothing to something.
Yeah, from nothing to something. It's fun.
Yeah. What's a good nothing to something that you had your hand in?
Gosh, there's been all kinds of projects. I mean, we did the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah.
From nothing to something.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
All the fairways you see out there at the colony, all the streets, all the house pads.
Yeah.
All the water mains, you know, all the infrastructure for that. So one of the craziest jobs I guess I did in the construction was at the Slack, you know, at Stanford Accelerator. So this is probably 84 or 5. We had a contract to do, they were building the collider for the accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
So the collider, so when you drive down 280, you see the accelerator, and it's about a mile long.
Yeah.
The actual beam is about 40 feet below that building.
Wow.
Okay.
That's when you're driving 280, you go over the top.
Yes, you drive over the top of that big long building.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's way down there.
It's way down there. It's like 40 feet below.
Mm-hmm.
So on the west end of it, we dug this turnaround. And the idea was that it would take this beam and collide it into itself.
Yeah.
So we had the contract to do the excavation and the backfill. So me and 5 other heavy equipment operators, we spent all summer digging.
Wow.
And we dug where at the end was a hill, and we had to dig down to it, and then another 40 feet below. We must have dug about 80 feet deep.
Wow.
And it was about, I don't know, but we dumped all the dirt out in the back. And then when we got down, they shored about 20 feet out from the building. They they drilled through the rock. And when we got down to the bottom, we were down there with like these big giant jack on an excavator, big equipment. And so when we got to the end, they horizontally drilled about 25 feet, and about another 15 feet they had to go. We went down to the bottom, and then I excavated underneath with a tractor under a rock about 40 feet to the wall. And then the other side, and then they formed and poured and did all this work, and then we came back about 2-3 months later and filled it back in with dirt.
Wow.
Damn.
You filled in on top of
the concrete.
About 40 feet?
Yeah.
Dang.
So that was a project, and then we had to wear radiation badges. Every day we would drive into the security checkpoints and then sign in, you know, who we are, what company,
Yeah.
time, everything, and then they would issue a badge, your badge number, and you kept that badge number
Yeah.
the whole time on site, and then they would test it before you left.
Wow.
And then you'd hand them your badge back, and then next day you get your badge back, your badge number. So I did that for months.
Wow.
They're like,
I probably glue in the dark.
they're like, we don't care how many people drive over on 280. This thing's a big secret.
But yeah, I did. That was a crazy job.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everybody, I feel like everybody that drives a 280 knows that building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't realize how deep it was until I worked on it. You know?
Fuck, I didn't know that. I would
Yeah.
think it's probably right at the baseline of that building.
Oh no, it's
and so that
Wow.
building's just narrow,
yes.
but
Straight down.
4 stories.
There's another building that no one knows about on the other side of it, and you really don't on the Sandhill side, and it's a big metal building, and you walk into it, and there's a huge, maybe 150 feet in diameter shaft, concrete shaft, and it goes down about
Wow.
80 feet, and then it goes over to that thing.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't realize, all you see is a big metal building, but it's,
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've been in that a few times, and it's
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty
so that's
neat.
been one of
Yeah.
our crazy jobs.
There's a local mountain biker here, James. He's a great guy, but I believe he's basically like a tech for Slack, and he works closely with like the machinist and doing a bunch of super technical work for like small parts, because they pretty much have to build all of that by hand.
Mm-hmm.
And because he has access to this like world-class machine shop, his bike is tricked out. He's done like a bunch of custom stuff for
I'm
himself.
sure.
It's so
Exotic
cool.
materials.
Yeah, and he's an engineer, of course, so it's like he's got really cool shit on his bike.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Can you pass me that last one up there? Or do you want another one? You good?
I'm good.
All right. I'll take it. All right. Well, in honor of Nico. Speaking of Nico, Nico's one of our best friends, you know. But how does it feel to hopefully be able to pass on your business to your son, and maybe if one of your daughters comes back, also
Oh,
with them?
I'm excited about it. I want him to do more and more, and yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I want to work with him, and he does a good job, and he gets it. And but yeah, absolutely. I'm happy that he's there.
Yeah. Well, when we tried to interview him, because we did try,
Yeah.
but we found out it's really hard to interview your closest friends because you just start talking about a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
But he was explaining to us that he started loading, I believe it was loading trucks in the yard. I'm not going to say an age because of insurance, but it was young.
Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was young. It's pretty cool to now hear your story about how you started pretty young, a lot younger, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he did. So I would bring him to work with me, and he would run the loader, feeding the concrete plant.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And we were busy in the summertime. It's like, you
Yeah.
gotta drive this loader.
Nice.
You gotta feed the plant for Tino.
Yeah.
So he did that. He worked with the underground crew. He's done driven truck.
Yeah.
So now he's in the office. He's got the cush job in the office.
Yeah.
He's earned his keep.
Yeah, so he's doing good though with it. I want him to experience all different parts of the company.
Yeah.
He needs to be experienced with that. And I know some things he didn't like to do, but it's not like it's like you're not going to be stuck with that part of the job, but you got to know how to do that part of the job.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty cool today coming in the morning and you're sitting in that chair behind the desk downstairs. And I start talking to you, and then I leave. I come back later. I'm like, fuck, is Eddie still sitting there? And then Nico turns around. I'm like, oh, fuck you, Nico. I start flipping him off. And I go upstairs. I'm like, this is where your dad was sitting this morning, dude. I love that. I love the local family businesses.
Yep. I remember my parents were getting their driveway done, and one of your trucks shows up, and I was like leaving for work in the morning, and I just see Nico hop out, and I was like, "What's up?" And he's
Probably
like,
saw the address.
"Is this for you guys?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not the one to talk to."
I also love how
I remember that day when we were out in Princeton, and you were on like a Vespa or a moped. And Nico and I are standing in the building, we're cleaning it up, just finishing up, and we walk out on the deck, and Nico starts yelling at you. You stop. You're like, who's yelling at me?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's cool to see that the way that you guys operate your business is you're not above any level of the business. Like you'll hop in a truck and go do delivery if you have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's how a
it's
business
just-
should be ran.
And I've told Nico that, and he does. You want guys respect you, work with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let the guy. I can't give it to you. You got to earn that respect.
Yeah. It was funny. I remember when I was working for Brian Falvey, he ordered a load of concrete from you guys. And I was like, does Eddie ever drive the trucks? And then sure enough, like right on cue, you drive up the road to do the delivery. And he's like, there he is right there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
If I got to go out there and run a heavy piece of equipment or a truck, I don't care. Let's
do a hydraulic hose 3 times in a day. Oh, fuck, dude. We had this on the skid steer the Dingo. The hydraulic hose just kept fucking, it was just going bad. I don't know if it was sending too much pressure into the hose. I went to Eddie and he tried to do a little like
patch.
Yeah, just a
quick
patch
fix.
job on it because Uncle Jimmy was just like, just patch it up. It'll be fine. So I'm like hanging out with him, trying to watch how he's doing it. And then it broke at a different spot on the hose. And then Uncle Jimmy's like, just do a new hose. I was like, wish you would have just done that the first time. It's funny. I just kept coming back and he's like, the hose again?
Yeah, you were kind of surprised that we did hoses, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's a sneaky little shop over there.
Yeah.
So,
well, of course. We
You guys do like
Yeah.
hydraulic repair and all that sort of stuff too?
Look at all the heavy equipment.
Yeah.
They do
Every truck we
everything.
own has hydraulic systems.
Yeah.
All the tractors have hydraulics. So
Yeah.
we have a room with all. He's seen it.
It's a
It's
sneaky
just-
little
it's a-
shop.
it's a-
Yeah.
It takes us
A lot of
few-
inventory.
There's a lot of inventory of different hydraulic fittings and hoses, and so we can make you up metric, U.S.,
Yeah.
British standard fittings,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Well
That's cool.
organized.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at, but I was like, Eddie knows what he's doing.
That's
Hung
cool.
out with Eddie, had a coffee. I think I'm the only one that uses the coffee machine upstairs.
he is. He comes up. I see him up there having a go coffee with Nico or something. Him and Sam. He knows. He's the only one that knows where the coffee machine is.
Well, that's because I go up to bug Nico. Like I'll be going to check. I'm like, Nico here? Yeah. All right, I'll jam upstairs and I'll go bug Nico. If you're there before 8,
Nico's
I don't know if he's there.
Yeah.
Or it's either him or Eddie. So
Yeah. He
Yeah.
usually gets there around 8.
yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what does your average day look like? I mean, hydraulic hoses every day, or is it mainly just
I don't make all the hydraulic, but there's guys there that can make them. But I bet you we do. Sometimes it's one a day, and sometimes it's like one a week. You never know. Wintertime is one a week. Because when guys are busy, they're breaking hoses.
Yeah.
And we want to get them. The reason why we have it is because we bought this system for our own equipment because we need to. Our crews are standing there waiting for the machine to work, and you got 5 guys standing there. But then everybody in town started to realize we have
all this stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't mind making it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people drop off. That's the other thing. People will drop off their tractors,
Oh shit.
and we'll fix their tractor.
Bunch of the
skid
local-
steers.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah.
Like the
and
local farmers and stuff? Or?
yeah, I've had farmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmer John.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jacopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will machine parts and pins and weld.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing the most of this work, or do you guys have somebody on site that typically does the work for that?
We have 3 mechanics.
Oh wow.
3 mechanics.
So you have 3 full-time mechanics for your fleet?
Yep.
Wow.
3 full-time mechanics, and so I'll order the parts or something, or they'll order the part, and then and it's something simple like so they need a radiator, or they need a coolant pump, or
Yeah.
Jimmy or somebody needs a
Yeah.
little tractor fixed. If it's not too big of a job, we'll do it because we can get it. in and out in between our stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's a bigger job, sometimes I tell them just take it to the dealer, you know, or wherever.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's a quick fix for us, we can do it.
Yeah. But average day for you in terms of just like what you're doing for work.
You know, myself, I'm at the office. It's a lot of submittals that I'm dealing with. Nico's doing payables and receivables, and that's what his job primarily is.
Yeah.
And me, I'm just doing quoting jobs or looking at stuff, specifications.
Putting in bids and stuff like that. Yeah.
Give them a quote and give them submittals to the engineers and that sort of work.
Yeah. And do you guys have any engineers on staff?
No.
You just do the job.
I just do the job. I do use engineering firms.
Yeah.
So what I do is I hire them.
Okay.
So when I need something engineered, I call them and send it to them. I said, this is what I want.
Right on.
Instead of having one on staff.
And you guys just have the engineers that you work with if you need that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so those are the guys that take Nico and I golfing.
Oh, cool. Yeah. How's the golf game, Eddie?
Bad.
We gotta get out there together.
Yeah.
I golf once a year, but Nico and you guys are all into it.
Yeah,
but,
it's addicting.
But they, of course, all these engineers are into it, right? And
Yeah.
they're more than willing to take us on a golf.
Nice.
You know, so because we're, you know,
Yeah.
it's
You give them a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I do. So a lot of the companies I deal with, purchasing all the materials,
Mm-hmm.
they have engineering on staff.
Okay.
So that's how I access it all. I give them the specifications I have, and then they'll engineer it for me,
Okay.
and I resubmit it to the other engineers, the project engineers. That's how typically it works. I do have civil engineers I do work with.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're third or fourth generation on the co-side.
What am I? So my dad would be the first, right? Because he was the first one born. So I'm second. On my
Second,
dad.
yeah.
Second on my dad.
Oh, so your grandpa came from Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Damn.
so, and then on my mom's side of the family, I think I'm a fourth here on the coast. Nico's fifth
Yeah.
on my mom's side.
That's so cool.
So they're
I
all
love
from
that.
Italy, but
Yeah.
Wow. We're in Italy.
we're from Lucca, outside of Lucca.
Oh, you have a
So-
movie, a little animated movie made off of your island there. Or it's
Not an
not,
island.
maybe not an island, but have you ever seen that movie?
No,
Luca?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's animated. It's pretty cool.
but yeah, no,
I don't know.
we've been over there quite a few times. Got family still there, cousins.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, they were just here. I got to go back soon. Time
Yeah.
to go back.
Where's Jacopi's place over there?
Same town.
Same town, right?
So the Juicies, the Jacopis, Angelini's, Andreotti, they're from another town about 10 miles away. But all those families, Andreotti's, I think Andreotti too, were all from that within a 10-mile radius.
That's
Damn.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
So the Juicies, yeah, and the Jacopis, yeah, we're all, the families go back
Yeah.
to that.
Wow.
That's
So did
crazy.
you guys come over, or families come over on the same boat? Or?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just by coincidence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they all kind of ended up here. And, I'm sure they were talking back and forth, letters back then. But I think my grandfather, I got his Ellis Island thing, and he came over in 1922.
Wow.
Wow.
And he was 17.
And came through Ellis Island?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He was 17.
That's
That was
pretty
my
cool.
That was my grandfather.
Yeah.
So
And your grandfather, we talked about how he farmed. Did he do anything else outside of farming?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. So did my grandpa, I guess.
That's what I just said. I figured you'd pick up on it.
Yeah, I got
Ask your grandfather.
I forgot about that.
Ask your grandfather, he'll tell you.
Oh, he's told me, yeah. Forgot about that. Good old prohibition.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
They farmed during the day, and at night they were
Yeah.
making moonshine.
Making some runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, my grandpa was like, I don't know what I was moving. I knew what he says, I don't know what I was moving. I knew what I was moving.
Back when they were going over the old San Pedro Mountain Road with that stuff. That's crazy too. Before double slide and everything.
It was a heavy load up to the city.
Yeah.
We could talk about that now. That's not the big deal. But I was talking to my grandpa, and he's like, it was like fuel trucks full of whiskey or whatever the fuck it was. Up to the city. All he would do is park. I think it was like park a car in the garage, get in another car, drive home, and he'd come back, get his shit, and fucking. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's surprising how much Prohibition history there is in Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
Specifically.
For sure.
Yeah. Because we all went up to San Francisco or the peninsula.
Yeah.
It'd be super cool to have like a book just written on.
There's a lot of info out there. I mean, because Half Moon Bay was essentially like the, I don't know, least police presence.
Yeah.
Closest to San Francisco and easiest place to get it in. So
bring a boat
right,
right
all
up
the
on
boats
the
would come in, and I don't know. There's like in Moss Beach, in front of my buddy's house, like northern Moss Beach. There's like an old mooring point off of the rocks. That there's like still evidence of it to this day, and it's like, it was a mooring point for Prohibition area.
Yeah,
that's super cool stuff.
Sick. Yeah,
I mean, like
Miramar.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of God, I haven't read this in so long, but there's like the mob that basically took over like a bunch of artichoke fields and stuff because they were
running through it. Yeah,
well, it was like they were in debt or owed money, whatever, to somebody, and so they took a bunch of artichokes as payment for their liquor. They're
like, fuck, we're still coming up short.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the ranches my grandfather worked, when he first got here and Prohibition was going on, that's what they did. The ranches were making the shine at the ranches.
It makes sense, right?
They were back over there making it, and then they would drive it up to the city.
Yeah, it's so funny to think about that
liquor being
illegal. Was illegal. Yeah. Over by OPL, there used to be, I did a senior project in college on it. There was this old hotel that was owned by an Italian family. And there was a whole nother pier in the harbor. I can't remember what it was called. I want to say Pillarcitos Hotel, but I could be wrong.
The Nurleys owned it?
What's that?
Nurleys?
Maybe. I don't know. I have pictures of it. If I pull it up, my senior project, I have pictures of it. But it was over, Nurham's empty field across from OPL. It was somewhere in that area, and it had its own pier, but that was like a fucking huge hotspot for the Prohibition era, because you could come into the harbor and drop off right there.
Well, before there was
before the breakwater, yeah. But pretty cool. I wish there was a clear book on all that.
Yeah,
I love that,
disclosing everything.
Yeah, everything that's legal now.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, looking ahead, are there any big projects either in the air or on the ground that you're dreaming of building or being a part of?
I'm sure there's a few that are coming up, watching Nico take it over would be a big one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's kind of happening right now.
Slowly,
he's learning.
Happening.
Yeah.
And the more he takes on, the more I take off. You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you have an exit plan?
As long as he's there, I'll be, in the back. I'll more and more he'll just do the day to day, as time goes on. But I always thought if the kids are involved in the business, then I'll stay around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to have my free time. The older I get now, I'm kind of like at the point where I want to start taking a little more time off.
Yeah. Well, Nico just took 3 weeks off. You can take a month off.
I picked him up at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday night, and the other night I come in at 1 o'clock in the morning. Think he picked me up?
No. I think he was asleep. He has a business it's pretty cool to see that Nico naturally fell into it, kind of like you. Like
Yeah.
you naturally fell in love with that business, and it's cool to see that your son is taking a natural interest in that business as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great, I'm glad they are. He is,
Yeah.
and maybe one of these days, one of his sisters might get interested.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, I don't know, speaking as an outside source here, but one of my favorite parts of my days is to go by your guys' business. I'm really good friends with Nico, but it's just also just cool to go support a local business like you guys that have been around for so long.
Right.
The history behind the business is my favorite part.
Yeah,
And there's a couple businesses like that in town, but it's really cool to be able to go support something.
Well,
like
your
that.
family goes way back in this town.
Nobody's got a fucking business anymore, man.
Well, still, but you go way back.
Yeah, it's cool. I hope to one day have something like my great grandpa John did in the harbor. I might not be in the harbor, but I want to have a family run business like that one day. Yeah,
You'll have it.
that's my dream.
That's your dream.
That's my dream. Yeah.
What's the business gonna be?
No idea. No fucking clue. That's the scary part. Figuring that out.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't wait to see it.
I'll have to call you up.
What's the actual like established date for Andreini Bros or like Building and Garden?
So Andreini Brothers was 62,
Okay.
somewhere in there. It would actually started earlier. It didn't get a contractor's license till 1962.
Okay.
So before I was born.
Yeah.
And what my dad did before that, and his brother, they worked for L.C. Smith, he built Highway 1. It was a contractor, big
Wow.
grading, and they built Highway 1 that we see today. And so my dad worked for him on that, and that was in the 50s. And they're the ones, L.C. Smith owned Smith Field. That's why it's called Smith Field.
Oh, really?
All
That's cool.
So,
Yeah.
and the family still owns real estate in the area,
Okay.
cemetery area, and we do work for them on occasion,
Nice.
believe it or not.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they've known us generations.
Yeah.
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 And there's a couple of them that we know like that. But anyhow, so that's how my dad started. He was working for my grandfather, him and his brother, farming, and then he would work during the day running equipment for another construction company.
Yeah.
And then him and his brother started the construction company in the late 50s, and they took my grandfather's TD6 tractor he bought from Grinelli and Cook right here on Main Street in 1953, and we still have the tractor.
Really?
And we restored it.
That's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
So I have the tractor at the garden supply in the back. But
That's cool.
I restored it, and so they took the farm tractor and they put a bulldozer blade on it. And that's what started Andreini Brothers and started the garden supply. That's where
Wow.
it started from there.
Yeah.
Throw it on the roof.
Yeah. And, so we still have the tractor. We restored it. It's there. It was my grandfather's. And then 62, they got their license. And then 72, they started the garden supply.
Okay.
So we just celebrated our 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it
Years.
all on the trucks. What was
Yeah.
that? That was
22.
22, yeah. So
That was 50 years.
5 years
So
ago. 3 years
Andreini
ago.
Brothers is 10 years older.
Wow.
Wow.
At least 10 years older.
That's
A long time to
that's
be
a
around.
long time.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you hope your kids learn from your journey, whether it's, digging trenches or, flying Mustangs? And how do you hope to carry that legacy forward?
It's all doable. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all, you just got to do it, and you got to be able to willing to work for it.
Yeah.
It's just persevere. You've got to just work for it. No one's going to give it to you. There are days where you go, this is kicking my ass.
Yeah.
And you wonder, is it really worth it? But you just keep persevering and go. There's plenty of days where I've said that to myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let anybody know it, but I was asking myself, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's killer.
Yeah.
Eddie, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come on and bullshit with us and
Yeah.
Yeah.
have a beer and chill out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on.
All right. That's great.
It's Eddie Andreini. You can find him at Andreini Bros or Building and Garden Supply. He's everywhere in town. You can't go wrong.
Overhead flying around.
Just
whatever.
Google Andreini HMB. There
Yep.
he is. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Later. Welcome back to the Between Shifts podcast. This is the recap for Mr. Eddie Andreini.
Yep.
Fucking really cool guest to
Yeah.
have on.
I mean, just the generational co-side knowledge is crazy.
Yeah, and all the pilot stuff's just super interesting.
Dude,
Because I don't know enough
flying
about
a
it.
plane at 15, just like, oh yeah, I was just doing laps around the airport. It's like,
Alone.
what the fuck?
Alone. That's insane. Right?
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
Yeah,
I don't think I know anybody else who started flying planes at 15 years old,
yeah,
let alone operating equipment at, what do you say, 7,
yeah.
8, somewhere in there.
I mean, like, as a, I don't know, I'd guess I'd consider myself a World War II buff. I'm not, dates and stuff, man. But, yeah, it's like P-51 is, yeah, I mean, it's so iconic. It's so cool.
very
And I mean, like, the yak that they have too is also cool.
And all
And significant, but
yeah.
it's a really cool thing, dude. Getting to fly in formation with 9 other P-51s, like, must have been so cool.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty nuts. He didn't even talk about it. I thought he was going to talk about I can't remember if it was his plane or if it was different P-51s, but they did, or maybe it was the Yak. Might have been the Yak. They were doing Air Force exercises where they chased down the plane that they had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the Air Force would go on these little missions somewhere in the States and chase down, I want to say it was the Yak, now that I'm thinking about it.
Probably.
Yeah, enemy airplane. So I think it was the Yak, but they would chase them down and then do like these missions, and then I'm pretty sure that's who they bought the Yak from. Was their Yak used to be one of the exercising Yaks in the Air Force's training, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Really, I really enjoy sitting down with Eddie because, I mean, like, we know Nico.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to get to know his dad like that. Like, I feel like I know Eddie now, but to sit down and really pick his brain about his life is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, especially when it comes to, I think, like, the business and how long it's been around. I mean, how he was just saying towards the end, like, it started with a tractor.
Yeah.
With a blade on it.
Yeah.
Like, which is just like.
Which he still has.
Yeah.
That's fucking super cool.
Yeah. And then for it to start with a tractor and a blade to be what it is now is just a testament to, I don't know, just sticking it to the grindstone and, keeping going.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a testament to anybody listening that's thinking about taking a jump into some sort of career path that you might not be so sure about.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Just take the leap and go. That's what it sounds like from Eddie.
Yeah.
That's what his dad did. That's what his grandpa did. That's what he had to do.
Yep.
And ultimately, that's probably what Nico's going to have to do someday. I mean, he's getting the ropes handed to him a little easier than Eddie had, but it's pretty cool.
I mean, he's put in his time. I mean,
fuck yeah, he has.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, he's had his, probably got his Class A at like 18 or something, it's
Very
like,
young,
it's still like, yeah.
Yeah, we
Still
give him a lot of shit, but that's just because he's probably the most well off from all of us. He has his path chosen.
Yeah.
He's sticking to it too. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Anyways, we're between shifts. We're signing off. Later. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, we're brought to you by Bikeworks HMB, your one-stop shop for bike service, sales, and rentals in Half Moon Bay, California. Whether you're on the mountain, road, or low on battery, Bikeworks HMB has your back. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support this podcast, please feel free to reach out to us at betweenshiftspod@gmail.com. The link will be in the description. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. GT signing off.